In the pristine cul-de-sac of Willow Creek, where every lawn was manicured and every mailbox matched, Karen Whitaker reigned supreme. As president of the Homeowners Association, she patrolled the neighborhood with the zeal of a hawk, her clipboard a scepter of suburban authority. No unapproved garden gnome or slightly faded porch light escaped her scrutiny. On this particular Tuesday, Karen's radar locked onto a new target. A sleek black SUV pulling into the driveway of 17 Willow Lane, a house that had been quiet since. Its owners, the Rahimis, left for an overseas trip. The driver, a woman in a tailored coat, stepped out, her dark hair catching the afternoon sun. Karen squinted. "That's not Mrs. Rahimi," she muttered, noting the woman's purposeful stride. She didn't recognize her, and in Willow Creek, strangers were cause for alarm. Karen's fingers itched for her phone. Better safe than sorry, she told herself, dialing 911. "Hello, yes. There's a suspicious person at 17 Willow Lane. Possibly trespassing? Please send someone immediately." Dr. Layla Rahimi was exhausted. After a grueling 6-month assignment in Iran, coordinating covert federal operations to track illicit arms trafficking, she wanted nothing more than a hot shower and her own bed. As a senior agent with the ATF, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, Layla was used to high-stakes missions, but this one had tested her limits. She'd barely unlocked her front door when she heard sirens approaching. Her instincts kicked in, hand-brushing the concealed holster beneath her coat. 2 police officers stepped out of their cruiser, hands on their belts. "Ma'am, we got a call about a possible trespasser," one said, eyeing her warily. Layla raised an eyebrow, her voice calm but edged with steel. "This is my house. I'm Dr. Layla Rahimi, and I've just returned from a work trip." She produced her federal ID, the ATF seal gleaming. The officers exchanged glances, their postures relaxing slightly. "Mind if we verify this?" the second officer asked. Layla nodded, her gaze scanning the street. Across the road, Karen Whitaker stood on her porch, phone in hand, watching. The officers confirmed Layla's identity within minutes, apologizing profusely. "Must have been a misunderstanding, ma'am," they said, tipping their hats before. Leaving, Layla's eyes locked onto Karen, who was now pretending to water her petunias. With deliberate steps, Layla crossed the street. "You called the cops on me?" she asked, her tone deceptively mild. Karen bristled, clutching her hose. "Like a lifeline." "I was protecting the neighborhood." "You could have been anyone. How was I supposed to know you live here?" Layla's smile was razor-sharp. "Maybe by checking the HOA directory? Or, I don't know, not assuming every brown-skinned woman is a criminal?" Karen's face reddened, but she doubled down. "I have a right to keep Willow Creek safe." Layla leaned in, her voice low. "And I have a right to live in my home without being harassed. Next time, think twice." She turned and walked away, leaving Karen fuming. The rumor mill by evening, Willow Creek's group chat was ablaze. Karen, undeterred, posted a lengthy message. "Neighbors, we must remain vigilant. A stranger was at 17 Willow Lane today, and while the police handled it, we can't let our guard down." She conveniently omitted Layla's identity. Responses flooded in, some supportive, others skeptical. "Wasn't that the Rahimi house?" one neighbor asked. "Maybe it was Layla back from her trip?" Karen ignored the question, but the seed was planted. At the local coffee shop the next morning, whispers followed Layla as she ordered her usual latte. "Heard she's some kind of spy," one woman murmured. "No, she's with the government," another corrected. Layla overheard, her lips twitching with amusement. She'd faced worse than suburban gossip in Tehran's back alleys. Still, she wondered how far Karen's vendetta would go. The monthly HOA meeting was Karen's stage, and she was ready to perform. With a PowerPoint titled Neighborhood Safety Protocols, she recounted the incident at 17 Willow Lane, painting herself as a hero. "We need stricter rules on notifying the HOA about extended absences," she declared. Layla, who'd shown up unannounced, sat in the back, arms crossed. When Karen opened the floor for comments, Layla stood. As the suspicious person in question, she began, her voice cutting through the room. "I'd like to clarify that I was in my own home." Perhaps our esteemed president could explain why she called the police instead of, say, ringing my doorbell. The room erupted in murmurs. Karen stammered, I was following protocol. Layla's gaze was unrelenting. Protocol doesn't include racial profiling. The meeting ended in chaos, with neighbors divided between Karen's loyalists and those siding with Lila. Karen didn't take defeat lightly. Convinced Layla was hiding something, she began digging. She scoured public records, finding nothing but Layla's PhD in criminology and a vague mention of federal employment. Karen's imagination ran wild. Layla was a spy, a smuggler, or worse. She started tailing Layla, noting her comings and goings in a spiral notebook. 6:47 a.m., left house with briefcase. Suspicious. Layla, trained to spot surveillance, noticed Karen's silver minivan lurking at the corner. She debated confronting her but decided to play along. One evening, she deliberately drove to a deserted warehouse, a safe house used for ATF training, knowing Karen would follow. As Karen snapped photos from her van, Layla slipped out the back, circled around, and tapped on Karen's window. "Enjoying the show?" she asked, startling Karen into dropping her phone. "This needs to stop," Layla warned. "Or I'll make it stop." Karen's obsession reached new heights when she overheard a neighbor mention Layla's ATF role at a block party. "She runs federal gun operations," the neighbor said, awestruck. Karen's jaw dropped. She'd called the cops on a woman who could probably have her arrested with a single phone call. Panic set in, but pride kept her from backing down. Instead, she doubled her efforts to expose Layla, drafting an anonymous letter to the HOA board accusing Layla of dangerous activities. The letter backfired spectacularly. The board, already wary of Karen's antics, contacted Layla, who calmly explained her role, overseeing operations to dismantle illegal arms networks. "My work keeps communities safe," she said, unlike baseless accusations. The board issued Karen a formal warning, threatening to remove her as president if she continued her harassment. Humiliated but unrepentant, Karen planned one last move, a petition to force Layla to disclose her activities to the neighborhood. She went door to door spinning tales of national security risks. Most neighbors refused to sign, tired of Karen's drama. One, a retired veteran, told her bluntly, "Layla's doing more for this country than you ever will." Meanwhile, Layla received a call from her ATF supervisor. "We've got chatter about a local arms dealer operating near Willow Creek," he said. "You're on point." Layla threw herself into the case, her focus razor-sharp. She barely noticed Karen's petition until it landed on her doorstep, covered in just 3 signatures, Karen's included. Layla laughed, then filed it away. She had bigger fish to fry. Layla's investigation led to a sting operation in a nearby industrial park. Posing as a buyer, she met with the arms dealer, a wiry man named Vince who boasted about his untouchable network. As he opened a crate of illegal rifles, Layla signaled her team. Within seconds, ATF agents swarmed the warehouse, cuffing Vince and his crew. The bust made national news. A TF agent thwarts major gun trafficking ring. Back in Willow Creek, the story spread like wildfire. Neighbors who doubted Layla now sang her praises. Karen, watching the news from her living room, felt the walls closing in. Her petition was a joke, her authority crumbling. At the next HOA meeting, she faced a vote of no confidence. Outnumbered, she resigned. Her reign over Willow Creek ended. Months later, Willow Creek was quieter. A new HOA president, a jovial retiree named Tom, focused on potlucks instead of patrols. Layla, promoted for her bust, settled back into her home, her garden now sporting a cheeky "Beware of Agent" sign. Karen, stripped of her power, kept to herself, her clipboard gathering dust. One evening, Layla found a letter slipped under her door, no signature. But the handwriting was Karen's. "I was wrong," it read. "I'm sorry." Layla considered it, then tucked it away. She didn't need Karen's apology. She had her peace. As she stepped onto her porch, the neighborhood lights twinkling around her, Layla smiled. Willow Creek was home and she'd fought for it on her terms.